crafters, this is Jerry with Crafty Stash. And do you have these die cut things, embellishments, ephemera that you don't particularly care for, but you get a ton of them? Things that say things you'll never use, and what do I do with it? So what I'm going to do with this video, a little bit different, because I was playing around and it just so happened that I came across these pieces from the last set that I used from Craft Factory Creations, and I forget what kit it was from, but had a bunch of things on it. I'm never going to use it. So what am I going to do with it? Throw it away? No. Do we throw anything away? No. So anyway, I have the befores and afters, if I can find out where I put them. And I'll show you some of the things that I did with them. This was a crate, piece, die cut from the set. And I don't know, I'm not going to do anything with it. So I just use it as a backing to build the rest of my embellishment on. So it doesn't, you don't have to see it. And most of the time, it drives me crazy when people do layers like this, and they take so much time to do the bottom layer. And then, especially in mixed media, it drives me crazy because they cover it all up. Do you notice that? Does it bother you? Let me know down in the comments if it bothers you as well. So I'm doing it. I'm taking things that I'm not going to use, that I don't think are pretty or I won't use, or sayings that I don't care for, and just build on top of that. So I have a couple of word things here, and it is beyond words, and one is I love you, and other things like that. Well, I don't send cards to my husband. He's the only one that I really love other than my children and my grandchildren, and I really don't typically put I love you on the cards, so I won't use them. But they're layers, and you can't see the words, but you can see the colors, or you can see the shapes. So anyway, this is the one that I used for that. This was another one, let's see, one that I can find here. Our Happy Place. Okay, you might be able to use that. I don't think so, but I like the color. So I use the base as a color, and I started using those. Now, a lot of these ticket things, I use them for the color as well, and that's pretty much what they're used for. And so here I took a couple more of those saying strips, and I put them underneath there. I used it for the shape or for the color underneath, and I did that. That's number 2. Number 3. This one was a ruler. Now, why there was a ruler in here, I don't know. There was no, well, it wasn't a teacher thing. It wasn't, I don't know. I guess it could have been a teacher thing. You care about them, or you're creating memories or doing whatever. Anyway, it was an odd piece. But I used it to back this long embellishment strip that I used, and I just used the color background. You can see the stripes on it. You can't really tell what it is, and I just added onto that. So another one, let's see if I can find what I did with something else, because I didn't put them in any order, is a Dreamcatcher. And I love Dreamcatchers. I think I might have one still. Actually, we come from New Mexico originally. I'm from New York. I'm a New York native, but I moved from Texas to New Mexico when I was in college, and that's where I met my husband. So we had a lot of Southwest paraphernalia, things, tchotchke stuff all over the place, and I loved it in the 80s, and then I grew out of it. So I don't live there anymore, so Dreamcatchers, but I love the colors in them. But I used that as, again, as a background to layer the other colors, the leaves and the flowers and that, and you can still see a little bit of it, but you can't identify it as a Dreamcatcher. Uh, this one, it wasn't this that I was trying to cover up. It was trying to use up these vellum um, flowers, because if you use the vellum flowers, they, and here it is on a card topper, uh, you can't really see them unless you put them on a darker color. And even at that, you couldn't see them. They just kind of floated there. And so what I did with a lot of these is I put the vellum on top of the die cuts that were similar colors, and actually just gave it texture and dimension. And so I layered them up with some foam dots, and so this flat piece became this, or this that was colorful underneath, and it would have been just fine the way it was, but I wanted to use up the vellum pieces, so I just either pop dotted them or just glued them on and brought out some more of the colors. So that's what I did with that. And then this, I just used this piece here, and this was "You Keep Me Real." Okay, cute saying, but I don't think I'd use it, so I wanted to use the round but not the saying, so I just covered it up. So I did that, and I layered it a little bit more, and this will be, I'll put that on a base, and that'll be a card top on that. So this just gives you some ideas of what you can do. I made this card top. This was part of the kit in the kit, and it was Together Family Always, and of course that's great sentiment, but I don't think I'd use it on a card. So all I did was I took those circles and I popped some more of those vellum layers on top of there, and the different colors that kind of coordinated with that. Put a couple of leaves in there, and there's an embellishment that you can't identify as this, but it uses it as the base, and you can still see the colors peeking out. So that just kind of gives you an idea of some things that you can use, things that you wouldn't normally use, or you would toss away, or you would put in a drawer, and they're waiting there to be used. And why wait? You know, I'm getting to the point where I can't have so much stuff. So I'm using, as I said in one of them, if I have a kit and I get the kit in, I want to use up the whole kit, not necessarily in a sitting, but before I move on, because I have so many kits, and I have so many subscription boxes, and I have so much paper, and I have so much of everything that I want to be able to use it. So I will, again, not only show you how I did these, but I will show you where I put them. So I will, as I did on my embellishment collab, that is on the 11th of every month, so watch that. I will show you what I do with the embellishments that I make, not just make the embellishments and then put them away. So let's get things out and let's use them up. Okay, great. So hope that gives you some ideas and some clever ways to use things that you wouldn't normally use. And I'm going to sit and craft some more. I hope you do the same. Go craft. Bye.